Hello everyone, this is Arafellin, and I'm going to do a little demonstration of a glitch called item dashing. As the name suggests, you dash and use an item. This will only work in the Japanese 1.0 version of the ROM, so it won't work in the US version, European version, and anything else, but it will work in hacks and other things that are based on the 1.0 ROM, which includes the Link to the Past randomizer. So, to item dash, as I mentioned, you use an item and you dash at the same time, so you need any Y item, pretty much, and you need the Pegasus Boots. So I'll just go through what every item does. I'm using the practice ROM just to play around with my inventory more easily. So what you do is you press the A button to dash and the Y button to use the item on the same frame. For the bow, what that does is you ready the bow, but you do not shoot until you stop the dash. As a reminder, you can stop dashing by pressing any direction other than the one you're currently dashing in. I've seen this used in randomizers sometimes, for example on the one bridge in Turtle Rock with the Hellosaur on it, they'll start dashing and then when it comes on screen, shoot it in the face. If you have the silver arrows, same thing. It's just that you shoot a silver arrow instead of a regular one. For the boomerang, you throw it as you start dashing, and get stuck in a weird throwing stance while you're dashing. Notice you can easily run faster than the blue boomerang. If you have the red boomerang, you're still faster than the boomerang, but it takes a little longer for you to catch up to it. The hookshot is an interesting one because at first it doesn't seem to do anything special. You just use the hookshot. However, if you do the hookshot and the dash on the same frame, like with any item dashing, you'll notice from the readout in the top right, I am pressing the B button to swing my sword and nothing is happening. However, when you're in this state and you touch something like the edge of the stairs here, you get into a super speed state. So this is called hook speed. There's a related thing you can do with the spin attack called spin speed. Basically, this lasts until you either take damage, jump off a ledge, switch screens, or press A again, at which point you can go back to swinging your sword normally. So the hookshot dash isn't any use as an item dash as such, but it's very useful for getting a quick shortcut in places like this where you can actually do that. Moving on, we have bombs. If you bomb dash, you just drop a bomb and start dashing. Nothing special here. No particular use that I can think of, it's just there. You can item dash with the magic powder. Like with the bow, you prepare to use it, and then when you stop dashing, it comes out. And you can try it with the mushroom also, but it doesn't really do anything when you use it, so yeah, you just dash and get the error noise. Next up, we have the fire rod. It's similar to the bow, except that you fire before you start dashing instead of after. I'll see this used sometimes in Skullwoods, for example. And like with any other dash, you can do the dash turn, where you start facing one direction and then change direction before you start dashing. Ice Rod, same thing. So what about a medallion? As far as I can tell, you just use it. And the lamp? Like with the fire rod and ice rod, you use it as you begin to dash. I can't see there being any particular use for this. Maybe you'll save a little bit of time by lighting a torch and instantly dashing the other way. Hammer, however, is one of the most used item dashes. As like with the bow, you ready it and then use it when you stop dashing. However, as I'll demonstrate over here, as long as you have the sword, if you have a line of pegs like this, you'll dash right through them. If you don't have the sword, you'll bounce off them for some reason. Next up, we have the shovel. This is one of those that doesn't have any particular use, but people will sometimes do it for fun. You can just dig a whole line of holes. You won't ever get anything out of them, but you can still dig up long lines of holes. Note that you can only dig things you can normally dig, no surprise there. The flute is a more curious one. You use it and start dashing, the bird appears as usual. It doesn't seem like anything special, but what does happen with this is you press that again while the flute tune is still playing. You can restart it. Normally that does not happen. Normally it won't let you restart the flute tune until it stops. But when you do this, you can spam it. Bug catching net. Like with the bow and some other items, you'll ready it and then swing it at the end of your dash. Getting the timing wrong here. Although that does raise an interesting question. I'll be right back. So what I'm wondering is the bug net in the active state when you're dashing with it? And it is. You can catch fairies while dashing with a net like this without stopping to swing it around. Although you do get stopped by the dialogue and then swing it. Okay, how about the Book of Benora? Not really meaningful, it's like the mushroom, you can't use it most places. And I've already taken down the ether tablet, so I could try it here. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's something you can actually item dash with. Okay then, how about a potion? Looks like you use the potion and then start dashing. Nothing special. The Cane of Samaria, however, is an interesting one. You drop the block and you kick it. Note that normally when a block is on the ground, you can dash into it and it will kick, just like that. However, if you drop it right in front of you, normally if you would press A at this point, you pick it up because you're close enough to do that. Item dashing with it just saves you a step. Plus it looks neat. Or if you want, you could drop it in one direction and dash the other. Another one you will see sometimes is cane dashing with the Cane of Berna. It's fairly simple. It's like the Fire Rod and Ice Rod, you start using it and it activates before you start dashing, so you're invulnerable during your dash. Similarly, if you use the Cape, you turn invisible and are invisible while dashing, until it runs out, of course. It's a bit of a shortcut, it's nothing special, you could just turn it on and dash normally, but it saves a few seconds. And Mirror, I can't imagine what this would do. And you can't use the mirror on the overworld anyway. So if I go into the dungeon, presumably it will just warp me to the entrance. Yeah. And in the Dark World, presumably the same thing. Yep, so you just work back to the Light World, you don't get a chance to start dashing. So that is item dashing. That's basically every Y item I've gone through. Some of them are useful, some of them are not useful at all. Some of them are interesting curiosities, and that's about it. But it's just an interesting little bug that's in the game, and sometimes can help you out a little bit in speedrun or randomizer race if you're using Randomizer or the Japanese 1.0 ROM, because again, it does not work in later versions. They patched it out. But for now, this has been Aerofallon. Come back another time for more glitches and other gameplay. Hope you enjoyed it!